What's up? What's up? Just want to say one more thing. Coming from 1 Corinthians 10, verse 10. But let me finish what I was saying last video just a minute ago. God's name isn't I am that I am, and that's all that I am. You know, whatever Popeye say, that's not. I don't think what I was saying his name is. To me, it doesn't matter. Like you can say God, which is some one of the tribes of like you know East Jordan or something. Like I don't know why it really matters. Uh, because it's just however you say it. So if it's easier to just say Yahweh, which probably means something like um, He is. You'll say He is life, and that's it. You know, or like His name's too big to understand, or it just means He is, etc., or life, etc. You know, it's life and everything else, you know, so it is everything, universe, you know, so however way you look at it. And so I just wanted to get into 1 Corinthians 10 and 10. So 1 Corinthians 10 and 10, it says, neither murmur ye, as some also murmured and were destroyed by the destroyer. Or it says, do not grumble as some of them did and were killed by the destroying angel. It says, neither murmur ye, even as some of them murmured and were destroyed by the destroyer. I don't think destroyed by the destroyer is a good word because it says apollodo to allo trado. So I don't know what holotrado is, but apaleado, you know, it basically means like died. You know, they died. Like maybe the earth swallowed them up or something. Like as might say in Numbers 26. So I think the point is Numbers 26 because Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 11, the next verse after the one I just read, that this was all a symbol for us. But the truth is, you know, and this is where I'm mistaken with my earlier videos on 1 Corinthians, where I said, it's been a long time, shouldn't have left you, don't beat the step to. So, hey, Playship, good to see you. Good to see you, Playship, good to see you. So, my point was that with this, you know, like he was saying, like I was trying to say in my other video, that he was trying to differentiate between the Gentiles and the Jews. We had it and you, but I think the same lesson applies to the Jews too, because none of them really made it into the promised land. They all got stopped at customs and never got through. So, you know, in the wilderness of sin, you know, each one died individually in their own different ways, you know, some a snake, and you know, but the most interesting way, I think it was from 26 that they want to point to, is what this verse referred to, is when Aaron was supposed to intercede for them, you know, or to be a mediator for them, rather, you know, like as a priest, like Jesus would, you know, and then they were murmuring, and then, you know, as they were murmuring, like it kind of fell apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all were going to die just as they were going to die by the snake, but, you know, some were saved just by the snake. So that's what Paul's telling us, that some, you know, could be saved, but others won't be if they murmur. So, you know, that's kind of what I was trying to say, is that it really doesn't matter if any of them made it, because, you know, Jesus made it and we're part of his body. So if only one makes it, if just he made it to the other side, that's enough. You know, his righteousness becomes our righteousness. So none of them made it except for maybe Joshua, who's kind of a type of Jesus. So this is all supposed to be a lesson for us. You know, you're supposed to look at these and admonish those that had went before, and learn from them as an ensign or ensample for us, or sample, you know, to show us this type or foreshadowing. what was going to happen. So only one made it, and then Caleb, and on my next video, I'm going to maybe talk more about Caleb, but I'm going to stick with just Joshua right now as the only one that made it to the other side. That's kind of how the Bible ends for the whole thing is, other than Revelation, just Jesus was the only first fruit, and all the other people prophesied to be first fruits of the resurrection. So to make a long story short, I just wanted to say how it was this word murmur, so none of them were saved, because as it says in Exodus 16, they all murmured, everybody was murmuring. So, this word murmur, come in the Greek is guguzu. So I think that this guguzu in Greek is the same word as murmur. We say murmur, they say guguzu, which means you just like murmur is just you could just go on and on yapping, like run your jaw, like murmur, 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 murmur. And then guguzu is the same thing, like goo goo gaga, goo 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 goo. You're not really saying anything. You're just murmuring, complaining, nothing of real value. So there's all these different examples. But John, especially in John 6 and John 7, he talked a lot about this. But this happened to be the same time where he's showing everybody the goodness of the future and everything, and he's going to lead them. And this goes back to the Numbers 26 when everybody's going to die, but Aaron pull out a sword and save half the people. So he's going to mediate between people and save some of them. So as Jesus saves us, he's qualified to come before us and before God as a mediator. So in that same way, that's what Numbers was trying to tell us about Jesus when he do come, so that when the Jews saw that he do come, they can tell the rest of the world and, have propitiation for the sins and everything. So just to wrap up and finish this, make a long story short, they all did murmur. So everybody is guilty. Everybody did murmur about Jesus, like all Jerusalem. They didn't believe him. Even his own disciples weren't believing him. So it's all over time we learn, what this all means, and we hope to make it to the last day, and he'll lift us up and meet him in the sky or whatever you think for your own life. It's all good. All right, thanks for watching.